Okay, so today we're going to show you a Timesaver. This is a Series 3100. This is a double head. Currently has a abrasive belt on the first head, and the second head has an oscillating brush. So keep that in mind. Underneath the machine we have a coolant system which just pulls out very easily. It's on wheels to service it and to clean it. It's also a paper band advancement motor on there, so that as your coolant goes down through it, it picks up all the sludge and automatically advances the dirty paper to clean paper. So this machine is currently wired for 440 volts. It does have a knife, an air knife or a dryer as part of it. And so I'm going to go ahead here and just turn this on for you. All the operation on this machine is done at this control box here. You turn on the switch after you start the power, then you start the control, and we get all our lights off here. Now you have an emergency stop button here. You have another one on the electrical cabinet there. You have an emergency stop bar right here at your in feed, and two more emergency stops at the rear of the machine. And of course here, if you open this door, you got to open that switch. So they're really concerned about safety on this. So I can't go too deeply into the programming, but it gives you a picture of the machine, a basic illustration of the machine, and all in red. And as you start certain processes, the color will turn from red to green, or possibly yellow if it's in between. So this is just the main page. Then you have your manual pages where you would manually start and stop your conveyor belt, or manually start and stop the first and second heads. You can change the speed of the conveyor belt. You can change the direction of the conveyor belt. You have a second page where you bring in your air knife and your coolant pump and your oscillating brush. And you have a program page where you can tell it in here whether you want to use the brush and the second head or not. Just maybe you just want to do something quick and just use the abrasive belt, the first head. But you can turn all that stuff on and off. You could turn the air dryer, air knife on and off. You could change the speed of your conveyor belt. The bed height, that's the height that the bed will move back to when you want to send it back to the bed position. You can set that to be 5 inches. I think that's what I have in there right now. And you can also enter the grid of the belt and write some simple notes about this. So this was program number 1. I'm not sure how many actual programs there are. We'll go back to the main menu here. Well, basically, the machine is still going to maybe retain an RPM for the belt, maybe whether you're using both heads or not. But the machine is just going to be adjusted manually. You have a hand wheel up here that you can use. You also have the push button here where I can go this way to close it, or to open it, or when I'm feeding down, or actually we're actually feeding the belt, everything, this top portion is feeding down. A lot of machines, this table is going up and down. A lot of Timesavers, the bed goes up and down. But on this machine, it's the reverse. You also have a slow, in case you want to come a little closer, so just to touch off your part. Now, even though this is going around fairly quick, it's not moving a whole lot underneath. We've only moved this thing less than an inch in all of that. And then there's a display here that tells you where you're at. And then you have a home position kind of where I can hit that, and it'll go back up to where we started off at, to the 5 inches again. And then it'll come back, just zero itself right in. Okay. Whoop. Okay. All right. So that's it. Whoop. Come on. Oh, well, you can always press this button to stop. All right, so that made it stop. Auto start. We start up the conveyor. Start up the first head. It's all green. Last remaining item turns green. It's the brush. Second head. So now we're running. You can still feed this down. Feed it down slowly until you contact your workpiece. You've got your load meter here in the center. Tells you the amperage, the first head and the second head. And when we want to stop the cycle, we press the stop, and we're only stopping the front abrasive belt. Timesaver has built into the automatic cycle anyway, that the conveyor belt and the brush will continue to turn so that the brush is expelling all the water and coolant from it so that it doesn't get laden at the bottom with coolant, so that when you start it up, the machine will be out of balance. So this actually will run now for 10 minutes. It tells you here we're running for 10 minutes, do not stop. So after 10 minutes, this is going to shut off. That's when you do it in the automatic kind of a program. If you wanted to run the machine in manual, you could do that. So I'm going to just touch this bar here. This is your emergency stop. That'll bring everything to a crying halt. All right, so that's the whole thing. It's very interesting. We have the operator's manual. We have all the electrical diagrams. You can read through it all, see how this all works. When you're in your programming mode here, you've got your soft keys on the side here with your keypad. You can put in numbers and letters. You've got an enter button. You've got your cursors up and down, left and right. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry about this going up and down. I'm not exactly sure what that was about. But there you have it. This is the Timesaver. It's really great shape, really clean, nice condition. Ready to go. Thank you very much.